The Golden State Warriors are about to sign the biggest free agent. Now, as you all know, the Golden State Warriors just wrapped up their first game of the preseason where they beat the Los Angeles Lakers, but it does not seem that the Warriors are done improving their team just yet. Golden State have one more roster spot remaining, and it does seem that the Warriors are looking to get a big free agent this offseason just before the NBA season starts. So in today's video, we're going to be going through the 5 potential free agents that the Warriors are willing to sign that can help them win another NBA championship. So make sure to like this video. And guys, 92% of you are still not subscribed to the channel, so it means the world if you can subscribe to the channel, hit that red button down below. The first is the Golden State Warriors giving a second chance in signing Dwight Howard. Now, as you all know, Dwight Howard was invited to training camp for the Golden State Warriors, where he wasn't actually eventually signed. However, it has been rumored that if it comes close to the start of the season and the Warriors can't find another perfect fit, that they could probably get Dwight Howard for a very cheap minimum. There has been countless hints by the Golden State Warriors, whether it's Steve Kerr mentioning that they need another big man, or also Draymond Green wanting another big man in the roster. So it does seem that they are looking for a center, and I think there is no other perfect fit for the free agents that are left than Dwight Howard. Now, Dwight Howard stands at 6'10", 265 pounds, and is still 37 years of age, but I still believe he has the athleticism of a young 30-year-old, and that's what I love about his game. He did play for the Los Angeles Lakers in the most recent NBA season, in the 2021-2022 season, where he averaged 6.2 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 0.6 assists. Now, he has been playing in Taiwan and all over Asia for the last couple of years. However, where I do see Golden State Warriors really using Dwight Howard is definitely that veteran experience and coming off the bench as a great center for that second unit. Now, they do have Dario Saric, but I do believe that, Dwight Howard can still give 10-15 minutes per game, be that veteran guy that they need for that second unit, and really provide a lot. Now, I think this would be a perfect fit as well, due to the fact that now that Chris Paul is in that team, he definitely needs a great inside scoring big man, as that is where Chris Paul really does shine. We've seen Dwight Howard be a great inside center over the last couple of years and throughout his whole career, and we have seen Chris Paul throughout his whole career really complement and really do a fantastic job with inside centers. We've seen this with DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Ayton. The list really does go on, and I do believe he can definitely do the same for someone like Dwight Howard. Even though Dwight Howard is 37 years old and that may be considered, near retirement, he's still a very, very athletic player. He can definitely still play with the best of them, and I think he could be a great defensive anchor for what the team is trying to build. So when it comes to a lot of the centers that are still available in free agency, I do believe Dwight Howard is probably the perfect fit and also the best fit and the best player out of that pool. The second is none other than re-signing Jahlil Green. Now, as you all know, Jahlil Green did play for the Warriors last season, but he decided to test free agency to see where he could go next, but no team has actually offered him a great contract, and a contract that Jahlil Green is willing to accept. So we could see Jahlil Green back in a Golden State Warriors uniform sooner than you thought. He stands at 6'8", 227 pounds, and is 33 years old. Now, when it comes to also Jahlil Green and the most recent season with the Warriors, he averaged 6.4 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 0.9 assists. So he did a fantastic job while also shooting 38% from the three as well, and he does playing around 15 minutes per game, which I think was great. Now, although their season wasn't the greatest, finishing off with an NBA championship where they did actually end up getting knocked out by the Los Angeles Lakers, I think Jahlil Green did a fantastic job for the amount of minutes he was getting, and also just for his first year within the team. I do believe he does need a couple more years to really find his role and really find what he's capable of doing, and also what he's good at and bad at when it comes to playing with this roster. So I do believe Warriors should definitely give Jahlil Green another opportunity, and Jahlil Green should also give the Warriors another opportunity as well. I definitely do believe that Jahlil Green, if he does to re-sign, can see the similar amount of minutes, maybe 10 to 15, which I think is really important, but he can also provide that veteran experience that is definitely needed for the younger guys, especially for players like Jonathan Kuminga, who are definitely going to be having a much bigger role in this upcoming season. I think Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, these types of players are definitely getting put into that limelight where they are now a specific and very important role player, and they are going to need to step up in order for that to happen. And I think having someone like Jahlil Green around, even if he is playing or not, can definitely still provide a lot of guidance for these young guys and help them win another NBA championship. So it's not only the things that he can do on the floor, whether it's points scoring, or also just other stuff such as rebounds. I think it's all package, the whole veteran experience that he can definitely provide is definitely needed. The third player is none other than Terrence Ross. Now, as you all know, Terrence Ross has been an absolute great player for the last couple couple of teams that he has played for, but I do believe that he hasn't been given a great opportunity to be able to shine. He's played with a lot of teams that haven't really been a championship caliber contender, and I do believe now that if he does join the Warriors, he can definitely be given that opportunity. In his most recent season, he actually did play for Phoenix, where he averaged 9 points, also 3.3 rebounds and 2 assists. Now that was probably the only team that he did play for that did have that championship experience, but he did only play 20 games as he was traded halfway. Now, Terrence Ross has the opportunity to join another team, and I think the Golden State Warriors could definitely be a perfect fit. Now, when it comes to Terrence Ross, he does stand at 6'6", 206 pounds, and he's still only 32 years of age. So he's definitely in those peak years where he's got a great amount of experience, but also still has the same athleticism, which I think is a great pickup for someone like the Warriors. Now, to get someone like Terrence Ross, the Golden State Warriors would probably have to sign him for just a little bit above minimum, but I think he definitely gives a lot of value for the amount of money that you are paying him. Terrence Ross can definitely still give you 25-30 minutes per game if needed, but on top of that, I do believe he will probably be averaging around 15 to 20 minutes per game. But that's all you really need for someone like Terrence Ross. Now, although he does play that shooting guard small forward position, and we also do have other players like Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga, sometimes you need those experience to step in, especially during playoff time and also crunch situations, especially when it comes to these younger guys that, that don't have the complete experience just yet. And that's where I think Terrence Ross can definitely come in handy. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Kuminga and Moody are definitely going to dominate this season, but it's definitely good to have a backup such Terrence Ross, who knows the game, who's been in the league for so long and understands what it takes, in order to win. So I do believe Terrence Ross, if given the right opportunity with the Warriors, can definitely do some damage, and it will be a recipe for success. The fourth player is none other than Will Barton. Now, Will Barton is a fantastic player who's been averaging 6.8 points, 2.4 rebounds, and 2 assists in the last season playing for the Toronto Raptors, and he also did a great job from the 3-point line and effective field goal percentage, where he had a 3-point percentage of 34% and an effective field goal percentage of 45%. So Will Barton, if given the right opportunity, I think can definitely do a great job. He stands at 6'6", 181 pounds, and is still only 32 years of age. And in all honesty, we just talked about Terrence Ross, and I think Will Barton is definitely a similar play style to also Terrence Ross. So I think these two guys can definitely be a good pick, whichever one they decide to choose. Now, when it comes to Ross last season, he did average 18 minutes, but Will Barton only averaged 13, and he did this in a very effective manner. So the fact that he was still able to get, roughly around 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, just off around 13-14 minutes of game time is really impressive. And I think that's definitely going to be a similar role to what he's going to get at the Golden State Warriors. There's obviously the younger guys that are going to be getting a lot more of those minutes. I think Will Barton would just be a great vet to have around, and also those extra minutes that some of the players need to rest. So I think Will Barton can still definitely do a lot. He's got a great jump shot on him. He can definitely still drive to the hole very well. His athleticism is definitely still there at 32 years old, like we just talked about, and I think it isn't slowing down anytime soon. So with the way Will Barton is going, I think he definitely has a great opportunity to join a Warriors team that has a winning potential. He has played for teams such as Denver, but this is before Denver was really that championship team, but he did play for a great organization in Denver, so he definitely knows what it takes to win. So I think it is going to be important to see what he's capable of doing, especially if he does join and is in a Warriors uniform. The fifth player is none other than Justice Winslow. Now, when it comes to Winslow, he is a great player, but on top of that, he's also played for some really good teams. He's played with Miami, he's played with Portland, also with Clippers and Memphis, and I think all this experience that he has been playing over the last couple of years can definitely really help him have a big role in the Golden State Warriors. Now, what I mean by big role, I only still mean around 10-15 minutes per game, but it is still very vital for what the Warriors are trying to build, which is a championship team. Now, when it comes to Winslow, he stands at 6'6", 222 pounds, and is still only 27 years old, guys. He's still a very young player, and that's why I think he would be an absolute steal. Now, Winslow did make the 2015-2016 All-Rookie team, which I think was great, and I do believe if given the right opportunity, he can definitely still do a fantastic job for any team. Now, last season, he only averaged around 24 minutes per game, but he averaged 6.8 points, 5 rebounds, and 3.4 assists, which I think was absolutely fantastic. Now, to get someone like Winslow, who was pretty much a starter for the Portland Trail Blazers, and to get him into a Warriors uniform for him coming off the bench, I think is an absolute steal as well, due to the fact that you do get a starter type player in the role playing position, and that honestly just makes it such a a great pick. Now, when it comes to Winslow as well, although he is still young, I think he has that age where he does have enough experience to really start playing proper basketball in a sense of playing in winning and championship teams, which I think is going to be great for Winslow's career. But on top of that, I do believe he could be a missing piece that the Warriors definitely need. Winslow can play that power forward position due to the fact that he has such strong strength, and on top of that, guys, Winslow is just a fantastic defender and can really guard 1 through 5. We've seen it happen where Steve Kerr has mentioned that Klay Thompson may be in the midst of playing that power forward position at times, so it does seem that the Warriors aren't scared of running small ball, and this is where we could see Winslow do some great things due to the fact that they could run him at power forward, play that fast type basketball, and it could definitely pay dividends in the future, especially during playoff and championship time.